Hope everyone had an amazing, happy Memorial Day up north. As you see here, I am standing in front of a sign that says San Isidro. I'm going to pan around here just to show you some of the landscape, the mountains in the background, if you can see it through the clouds, and this small little town that we're going to dance through here today. And check out this epic church. Thing is pristine. Look at that. It's majestic. And one thing I've learned in Latin America is most of these small little towns and pueblos are built around a soccer field and a church. And look at the timing of that. The church bells are going off. AC/DC would call that hell's bells. We're gonna dance through here, show you the retail options in San Isidro, San Rafael, and Heredia, Costa Rica. Follow along here with us this week. Hopefully you can hear me okay with these church bells.
The Retail Nomad, traveling the globe, sharing what the retail environment is like, hidden corners of the world.
And to kickstart this week's video, you see I'm standing out front of a store location by the name of Mega Super. Getting ready to walk inside here. Check this out. It's one of the larger store count-wise locations you'll see in this week's video. See here it says, Bienvenidos al ahorro, which means welcome to the savings. And then you just notice the layout. The first thing you see here is helados, which is ice cream. Costa Ricans love their ice cream. And then rolling into the fruits, veggies, and so forth. And then standard HBA, health and beauty aid section here. Some well-known American brands and labels as well. Mega Super, offering nearly 100 store locations within Costa Rica. Obviously, you see a nice layout location, very open format, easily shoppable, low-profile shelving. If you look at the black metal fixtures here, that's not a high gondola type of system in this section here. It does raise and elevate a bit in this. Notice the rice and beans as they have an entire aisle, and then you see there carnes frescas. Rice and beans served with virtually every meal in Costa Rica, if you would so wish. And then eggs, I noticed a 2,000 colones, which is around $4 for a 15-pack of eggs. Thought that was interesting and just figured I would showcase the price points of offering eggs and huevos down here in Costa Rica. And here you see the word Heredia, which means hardware store. And you're going to notice that the consumer can literally walk into the store to the counter and then request whatever materials or item or kind of tools or paint that they may need, and the employee will bring that to them, primarily protecting and due to theft prevention. But wanted to show you, this is one of the largest hardware stores in town, giving you the idea of how small the commerce options are. And obviously you see the church there on the right. Everything is positioned around the square or the church, no more than 2 blocks away. And here, walking across the street, church is directly behind me. And again, everything is centered around the church and the soccer field or plaza, they call it. You have a bar, literally, it was on the corner there. Here you've got Pollolandia, which means chicken land, if you will. Kind of a competitor to KFC here in Costa Rica. And then what intrigued me here on this one was an electric charging station for your cars. Relatively new, you can tell it had been installed not too long ago, but currently being used, as you can see here. But again, small town America. I love these small mountainside towns and villages. Then this one here, San Isidro, I believe has around 10,000 population. And you just bouncing in here to a little butcher shop, carniceria in Spanish, and just a cool little family business that probably been here for many, many years. This town offers probably no more than 30 or 40 stores. So I just was excited to give you a little showcase of San Isidro. And here, just walking down the sidewalk, I found La Fuente Zapateria, which means the shoe source. And check out the little kitty cat here. He was cool, very friendly. And take note on the various categories of shoes that they do offer here. Obviously, casual walking, if you will. Dress shoes there on the right. And then obviously a nice selection of soccer shoes, obviously for all the children. But a small layout for a shoe store here. And I love the kitty cat Mambo said goodbye upon exit as well. And here I found La Fuente Bazaar, which means the marketplace source, if you will. But this store has a little bit of everything. Just take note on the various product categories. Think if you blended Michael's Arts and Crafts with Party City, with a little bit of any type of household good item, repair, necessity, clothing, a lot of sewing or thread, fake flowers, balloons for the little ones, a little bit of everything for the mother of the house or maybe the grandmother of the house, but very well merchandised with a lot of product options in here. But poking my head outside, you get to see a little bit of the town square. Again, the church is on the right, and you have a little plaza soccer field here. A little window display for you as well. With this town being as small as it is, I did find one of the few clothing stores. Thing was in the shape of a bowling alley, but this lady had a ton of merchandise packed in here, ceiling to floor. Check it out. And then I was even considering purchasing a flannel because it's a little chilly up here in this mountainside town. And you see all the various categories from Adidas sweatshirts for the kids up top, the little babies and small children, and then adult shoes, a minor selection there. But again, I'm literally just walking around the church in the square of this town. And here I found what's called Verduleria El Pueblo, which means fruit stand or veggie stand of the town. Going to kind of jump in here, and upon entry, immediately I heard a little bird, and it jumped out here on the left-hand side. I just figured I'd walk over and try to calm him down. Cool little guy. But a little fruit stand, a little farmer's market type of deal. And it seemed fresh produce and so forth here. So cool little fruit stand, a couple little frozen items and goods. But very intrigued with the layout here and looking out on the little mountainside town after a little rainstorm rolled through. I wanted to show you San Rafael. I got the Badia Martinez Familia here. They're my tour guides through San Rafael de Heredia. Check that badass church out. Look at that. We bounced around between San Rafael and San Isidro. This place is awesome. It's small town. It's got that vibe, but we're right next to the mountainside here. Place is epic. We're in a park right here. Little small town commerce, Retail Nomad. And as I started my tour around San Rafael de Heredia, got a little plaza here with a paint store over here by the name of Lanco. And then this one here is a small little pet store. But I just wanted to give you a little flavor of how small the retail options are in these small mountainside communities. As this little pet store, to me, offered more fish options and aquarium type of accessories, then just imagine how different it is from a PetSmart or a Petco. What do you think of that one, Mr. Liebers? Quite a bit different from your store locations up north. But then, dancing out of here and then over to the paint store, I was actually very impressed with the merchandising of Lanco, which is one of the larger paint suppliers here in Costa Rica. And just take note of the store layout, design, merchandising. It says Ofertas del Mes up top, which are sales of the month. But, cans, all the various colors and so forth, accessories, rollers, paint brushes. And then you see the paint chip display coming up here on the right. Reminded me of the old days of Behr Paint and Home Depot stores, and we worked on that. Mr. Fred from Harbor, and then Sarah from Behr Paint, way back in the late 90s, early 2000s. But very impressed with this store location and layout, and they had a good customer appeal as well, as a lot of the construction and painters were in there buying their supplies and so forth. Lanco Paint Manufacturer Retailer. And then walking around San Rafael, you see Ferreteria, which again is hardware store, but look at how small the shoppable space is. The consumer walks in and speaks to an employee, and then they typically bring their materials or goods to them. And in this plaza, I just wanted to show you this little shopping plaza, if you will, coming up here on the left, as it's a relatively new building over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years or so, maybe even pre-COVID. But the brand that we're going to walk into here is called Fresh Market, one of the nicer convenience store brands here in Costa Rica. Also, I believe part of the same subsidiary as AM/PM convenience stores, but a very nicely laid out store location and with shoppability. Let's dance inside here and take a look at this store location. And then here you see panaderia, which means bakery. Everyone's into their breads and so forth. And then here you see carnes and lacteos, which is dairy and meats and bologna and so forth. You got your eggs, and you would think that you were in a North American convenience store chain here just by looking at the design aesthetics, the layout, color selection, the tones, and so forth. But Fresh Market doing a very nice job, and also building some new store locations this year, from what I hear and understand. So, cool looking store. And here you see a label by the name of Gollo, which is their mascot, and their logo is Solo Bueno, which means only good, but offering every kind of household supply, electronics, washers, and so forth. Upon entry, you get to see some of their electronics, cell phones, and computer items offering, and then some display cases, and you see the name Bertise, which we highlighted in a video just about 2 weeks ago, offering their showcases and display items. But Gollo, everything from TVs to electronics, and wide display of items here, and then even offering some credit for those who need to purchase their expensive items and goods. But cruising through, it's one of the larger chains here in Costa Rica offering these type of goods. Part of a larger conglomerate by the name of Unicomer, which is multinational. So coincidentally, I highlighted another brand that you're familiar with up in North America. No longer exist, Radio Shack, but we still do have those here in Costa Rica. So Gollo, and hopefully you've enjoyed dancing through this store location. And similar to what we saw in San Isidro, here this town and village by the name of San Rafael, everything is centered within 1 to 2 blocks of the church and the park here in this town. But then walking around the village, I found this butcher shop, a carniceria in Spanish. Reminded me of the old school aesthetics, look, and feel. You'd be conversing with Al from the Brady Bunch, which, memory serves me correctly, that was Alice's boyfriend. But I love just dancing around this small town village. Here I am out walking early one morning before the stores open, but this corner store caught my eye with all the labeling, Americanized brands, Hollister, Levi's, Fisher-Price. They like our North American brands. And take note on the blend between residential homes and then commercial stores. You see the sign? Pedigree, we're all familiar with that name, but I'm going to jump in this small little pet food store and just show you the limited number of products, but yet it still offers everything that you would need if you have any animals or dogs or cats or so forth, but a very small quantity of any of these specific items, if you will. But again, just poking my head in here and showing you what the offers have here. Here I wanted to show you another little fruit and veggie stand right here in San Rafael. This was one I walked into town every day, and I would stop, pick me up 2 coconuts, literally coconuts, for about $1.70. You can't beat this. Fresh, literally straight off the truck, which delivered these goods straight from the farms and so forth. But this was my daily stopping point, walking around San Rafael. So just wanted to showcase their little store here for them. In preparing to wrap up this week's video, just wanted to once again thank the Badia Martinez family for being my tour guide, showing me around San Isidro and San Rafael. And here, coming up on the right, you've got a new location by the name of Pepperoni's. This area and the community is growing. A lot of influx of more Americans and Canadians moving into this San Rafael community here. Yo, yo, yo! We're signing out this week from San Rafael, Heredia. You got this beautiful church. This thing is just majestic. One of the largest in Costa Rica, I believe. Hopefully you've enjoyed tiptoeing around these small communities here in Costa Rica, being San Rafael de Heredia and San Isidro de Heredia. Both of these small communities, and I wanted to show you, there's no international commerce here. There's no international fast food chains. There's no retail brands that you're familiar with. Just wanted to show you how small town commerce works, functions in the mountainside village of Costa Rica. San Rafael de Heredia, the Retail Nomad. Adios, hasta la vista, baby.
Stay tuned to the Retail Nomad, as each week we'll be profiling different types of shopping experiences around the world. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.